Well, the roll call is on the M's, which means my next guest is now wired and ready to talk to me because he's in the L's. Congressman-elect Mike Lawler, a Republican who flipped the seat in New York after defeating DCCC Chair Sean Patrick Maloney. Congressman-elect, I thought I'd be calling you Congressman by now, but it's still Congressman-elect. Thank you for giving me a few minutes. So we're up to 14 votes now for somebody other than Kevin McCarthy among Republicans. It means we're headed to a fourth ballot no matter what. Look, you're new to this, but you've been in legislatures before. How much is this par for the course for you, and how much of this is like, what have I gotten myself into?
Well, I was joking with somebody earlier. The minority of the state assembly in Albany doesn't seem so bad right now. But, you know, look, Kevin McCarthy has earned the right to lead the Republican conference and to be Speaker of the House. He has the overwhelming support of a majority of the conference. He earned 85% of the vote in our November conference elections, and again today, he continues to receive broad support from the conference. Ultimately, I do think cooler heads will prevail, and he will be Speaker of the House, and I support him fully. The bottom line here is this. He has negotiated in good faith with the House Freedom Caucus and members from throughout the conference to address their concerns, especially with respect to the House rules. He has made over 20 changes to the rules, and at the end of the day, people need to learn to take yes for an answer. And I think we need to get to work on behalf of the American people. The American people did not want one-party rule to continue here in Washington. They wanted balance and common sense restored. And so far, some of these folks within the House Freedom Caucus are proving themselves incapable of governing. We need to get to work, and we need to unify behind Kevin McCarthy.
For what it's worth, Congressman-elect, we're up to 91% of Republicans are supporting, House Republicans are supporting Kevin McCarthy. 91% are supporting him on this vote. So let me ask you this. We've gotten some reporting that indicates that there have been a group of members who are pleading with Kevin McCarthy, don't give into this, don't drop out, because the fear is if you capitulate to these 19 members, or now 20, then who really runs the House?
Well, listen, as I've said many times, I'm supporting Kevin, whether it's on the first vote, the second vote, the third vote, or the 100th vote. And I think Leader McCarthy has made it very clear to all of us that he is not backing down, and nor should he. The overwhelming majority of the conference supports him, and we are not going to be held hostage by a handful of members. We do not live in a dictatorship. We live in a democracy. And, you know, the majority rules for a reason. And so we need to move forward. We need to get about the work. And the only people winning here today are Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, and Hakeem Jeffries, because every day wasted here is a day that we are not getting about the business of our agenda, and that's the commitment to America. It's reining in the reckless spending. It's increasing domestic production of energy. It's securing our border. We're not doing those things so long as there's not a speaker. So
you're on the front lines. You're going to be the one facing probably more money than, you and about 20 other House Republicans here. You're going to be on the front lines. How do you explain to an independent voter what's happening today?
Look, I was on the front line in this election.
Right.
There was over $25 million spent on my race on both sides, and I defeated the chair of the DCCC in a district Joe Biden won by 10 points that has 70,000 more Democrats than Republicans. I'm proud of my record and my ability to communicate with voters within my district with respect to the issues and with respect to my own conduct. So I am not too concerned about it. At the end of the day, we are going to unify. We will move forward, and we will elect Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, and we will get about the work that needs to be done. This is an unfortunate hiccup in that, but we will move forward. And I think people will understand and appreciate the fact that we are not capitulating or kowtowing to a handful of members.
George Santos is a member of the New York delegation. I know you've said, obviously you don't think he should be. But do you think the House Republicans should actively figure out a way to oust him?
Look, his election was certified, so he is going to be seated. We can't do anything until there's a speaker. So the bottom line here is this. He is seated. He's here voting today. But as I have said, there are multiple investigations going on, federal, state, and local, and he needs to cooperate with every single one. These are serious allegations that have been leveled, much of it corroborated.
Yeah.
And I think, ultimately he's going to have to make a decision whether or not he can do his job. But this is serious, and the investigations will, conclude at some point, and I'm sure there will be determinations made when those investigations are complete.
And going back to the speaker fight here, is there ever a moment where you think it's worth working with moderate Democrats to find a compromise Republican?
No, look, I got elected to end one-party rule. I do not believe that Democrats should be in complete control of our government. It doesn't work wherever it's been practiced, whether it's Washington or Albany or New York City. We see the results: a 41-year record high on inflation, surging crime, skyrocketing energy costs, and a porous southern border. So no, I don't think that is the appropriate path forward. We do need to have balance and common sense in government, and one-party rule just does not work.
Congressman-elect Mike Lawler from New York State, again, the district that was once represented by Sean Patrick Maloney, now by Mr. Lawler. Appreciate you coming on, spending a few minutes with me here.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.